Hey guys, this is Shook, and this is Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. That intro was kinda loud, so let's turn this down a little bit. This is a visual novel that I will be playing. You know what a visual novel is? Pretty much you read it, and there's pictures, and there's music, pictures, I said pictures. And, voice acting, Japanese voice acting to be exact, yeah, this is what I'm going to be playing. Thought a while back, trying to find games that ain't been done to death on YouTube, and this one hadn't. I think there's been several people try it. I don't know if there's been many of them play it completely, but, couldn't think of any great way to make it actually interesting, you know? But I started watching this guy a couple weeks ago called LeMU. If you haven't watched him, look him up on YouTube. He's been playing this visual novel. He's been doing the voices of them, so I was thinking that could be something interesting. A way to make this, you know, a commentary of this mildly more interesting, other than just me click, 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 click. And, yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Not all the characters, just the main one, and the narrator. The people who aren't voiced, I'm going to let the Japanese, that's an interesting, interesting thing, you know, there'll be English acting off Japanese, and horrible acting, by the way, on my account, so feel free to laugh. Feel free to laugh. Though it is pretty serious. Some parts of it can be pretty serious. I've played through most of this with the older guy, and I didn't get the best ending, I don't think. And I started it with the kid. I didn't play that far. I really enjoyed it. I just didn't get around to finishing it. Oh, and crap, I've already started it, but this is, for people who want to know, this is the second game in a 4-game series, so yeah, if you enjoy it, look up the others, if you can find them. Alright, narrator time. He was in the middle of a blue world. As far as the eye could see, a sheet of water reached into the distance. The May sun shimmered on its surface. Above, high above, stretched a clear blue sky. The fresh new sky looked so glossy and vivid that it might spill down to earth at any moment and drown everybody, correct? That was all that was reflected in his eyes. The straight line of the horizon stretched into the distance, dividing the sea from the heavens. He muttered. A solitary seagull traced a gentle arc in the sky as the wind carried it away. The wind, full of the smell of the ocean, blew by him gently. The din of people could be heard in the background. The merry sound of children's voices echoed brighter than the sunlight pouring down. You enjoy being surrounded by a bunch of kids? Sure. It was like being inside a dream. May 1st, Monday. 10 miles from Elm Island, Komagahara Archipelago, Tokyo. I've watched a good bit of anime with subtitles, so I can somewhat pronounce Japanese decently, so that I probably won't be butchering it to death, just almost to death. The man-made island, Insel Null, rose above the waves of the water. I'll quit moving them. I need to quit moving the mouse around. My apologies to the people who it's bugging to death. Stopping. It seemed like a place removed from reality. The word utopia might have sprung to mind to describe it. Actually, a slab of rock on the boat dock of this floating island were carved the following words. Okay. Where is heaven? Above the sky and at your feet. Leaning out over the railing of the island, he gazed into the ocean depths. In the blue distance, he saw a massive metallic structure swaying gently. Massive metallic structure swaying is not a good thing, I would think.
楽園か.
He mumbled and looked back casually. And there was a tanuki, or raccoon dog. It's in the raccoon, but the dog is kind of hard to see. That's kind of a thing from Japanese folklore, I think. His eyes met those of the animals. For a moment they eyed each other in silence. Oh, sorry. It was trying to hypnotize me, I think.
どうも.
I guess it's a natural response to seeing a giant raccoon. I don't know, punching it would be more of a natural response, but his is number 2, I guess. To clear the air, he nodded his head. The animal turned away, ignoring him. Upon closer inspection, he noticed something biting the animal from behind. She don't know where that's been. She needs to not do that. That's not smart. It was a young girl. She was shaped like a person, as most young girls are. Yes, I don't know. That's a weird statement. Looking closer revealed that there was something strange about her as well. Namely, a small tanuki attached to the girl's backside. Tanuki, isn't that a dog? I mean that's a dog, but tanukis. Hey, that's what that is, isn't it? Wait, okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, it's also. In front of him, there was a big tanuki being bitten by a girl who was being bitten by a smaller tanuki. It's a dog. It's not like a... That's a raccoon, that's a dog, but it's not like a raccoon dog. Oh well, whatever. The scene was enough to make him lose his sense of reality. Which he should. He's right. He rubbed his eyes, rubbed them some more, and opened his eyes again. Even after blinking several times, the bizarre scene refused to go away.
Ne.
Great to talk to him. That makes this much more sane feeling.
この子たち、なんとかしてくれない?
Whispered the big tanuki. But the words didn't reach his mind because it was so busy trying to process the absurd scene. It's good. You should feel good about that. It means you're human. Must be dreaming, right? I hope so. That was what he was really thinking. A dream. A dream that would not let him wake up. And whiteness. A cold white reality stretching forever. He felt the difference in temperature on his skin. The shock of it finally forced him to open his eyes. He wondered how long he had been sitting. It couldn't have been long. He had only been in the park an hour. He'd been sitting on the bench the whole time, eating the same ice cream.
冷たい。
Of course it was. It had melted into a muddy mess. The melted vanilla ice cream trickled onto his hand, spilling on his lap.
冷たい。
The ice cream slowly soaked into the fabric of his pants. Finally, the coldness of it had spread completely, soaking into his skin. He had been sitting there a while. He had been sitting so long. But the person he was waiting for never came. There was no sign that she would. I wonder why she hasn't come. He didn't know. Why am I here? He felt like he was teetering on the verge of utter confusion.
やれやれ。
He shook his head and sighed. It didn't seem his pants would dry anytime soon.
どうしたの？
He sensed a slight movement and a girl sat down next to him. She was sporting the theme park uniform, a white outfit with a bluish ribbon. She looked like a guide.
もしかして迷子かな？
A beaming, innocent smile appeared on her shining face.
友達とはぐれちゃったのかな？
ううん。待ってるんだ。
待ってる？
いや、待ってたんだ。
待ってた。私を？
That would be weird. I guess she's acting like she don't know him, so you know what? She seems like she's the type that'll be confusing. So let's just move forward.
違うよ。
He was flustered as her grinning face peered into his.
ここで待ってるように言われたから。
ふーん。でも待ち人来たらずって感じね。
She gave him a sideways glance.
見るからに待ちぼうけの待ちくたびれな少年。そうだ！
Her face suddenly lit up and she clapped her hands together. I don't know. I thought I might do a sound effect there.
ねえねえ、君一人なんでしょ？
え？
退屈してたんじゃない？レミューの中案内してあげようか。
She tugged at his arm. Without waiting for his reply, she made him stand.
でも待ち合わせが。
待ち合わせ？誰と？
Who was it? He couldn't think of the name.
まあ、誰だか知らないけど。
I have a feeling his facilities aren't properly working.
いつまで経っても来ないなら、もう待たなくてもいいんじゃない？
She said this happily, almost prancing around.
ね、行こうよ。
うん。
He nodded slightly. The girl's name tag glittered brightly against the white fabric of her uniform.
Y-O-U?
That was what it said.
I am you!
That's another confusing statement from her. I remember correctly about this girl.
Huh?
I'm you. From the future after a very confusing time. She nodded.
私は田中。
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay.
下の名前は You。
You?
本当はもっと長い名前なんだけどね。
長い？
そう、果てしなく長い名前。だけど。
So did her. Hopefully her teacher let her start shortening it to you. You know, so the half sign at the corner, at the top corner of your test and stuff.
めんどくさいから言うでいいよ。よろしく。
With that, she enthusiastically stuck out her hand.
よろしく。
Without thinking, he shook her hand. And before he had realized it, he'd been sucked along into her rhythm.
じゃあ行こっか。
They released hands reluctantly. He looked again at his hand, which had moments before connected them. The vanilla ice cream that had spilled on it had completely melted away. He sure was kind of dwelling on the ice cream and stuff. Huh? He noticed that the two Tanuki had formed a line and were proceeding forward. In front of them was a massive gate that was sealed shut. The gate swung open soundlessly, and the big Tanuki, little Tanuki, and the girl went inside. Finally, my turn. He followed on their heels. This was LeMU's only entrance for visitors. Several park employees waited at the gate and handed over what looked like earphones to the visitors. It seemed that the earphones were to be used at some point up ahead. He wondered why. Looking around skeptically, but obeying instructions, he stepped into the building. He surveyed the ceiling. There were no windows. From the polished round walls, it was clear that the room was dome-shaped. He looked around. Many of the visitors who had been waiting in line headed into the room. Among them were friends, amorous couples, people with their families. The Tanuki family had, however, split up, it seemed. Probably for the best. The big Tanuki shoved its way through the crowd of people and continued through a door on the other side of the room. The young girl stayed on the same side of the room as the little Tanuki. It's a dog. I don't get why they keep calling it Tanuki. I don't know. I've got no clue what those Tanuki are all about, but I guess my friends aren't here either. He didn't see any familiar faces around. He figured maybe they had already taken the far elevator downstairs. Just 20 minutes earlier, the visitor room had reached capacity. And the friends he had been waiting with had gone ahead, leaving him behind to go down with the next group. Oh well, sure I'll find everyone down below soon enough. Finally, the gate to the entrance slipped shut quietly. The big Tanuki fiddled with something on the wall and the room got a shade darker.
皆さん、どうもこんにちは。
A park employee emerged out of the darkness. He wondered where she had come from. She was wearing a flashy dress. The dim light shining on her made her seem like a character from some dream.
あれ？反応がないですね。もう一度行きますよ。こんにちは。こんにちは。
It was the girl who, just a little while ago, had been attached to the rear of the large Tanuki.
あ、元気のいい女の子発見。お名前は？やかみココです。で、こっちが愛犬のピピ。
Okay, she knows what she's actually got. Obviously. Good grief, you have worse eyesight than I do. So that isn't a Tanuki, it's a dog. I thought they didn't let pets in here. So, this is the point. If you realize that it was a dog and some sort of Tanuki, they think about the pet issue. Smart guy, smart guy. He tilted his head doubtfully.
ココちゃんはレミューに来たのは何回目かな？1,2,3,4,5？今回が初めて。面白い子ね。よく言われます。ついでだからもっと面白いことやってあげよっか。え？最近ね、友達から超ウケるコメンチを教わったの。それはまた今度ね。
You know what? Let's just end the tour off to this little girl. Yeah.
どうして？これから皆さんにお伝えしなくちゃいけないことがあるの。そっか。これじゃあしょうがないよね。でも本当に面白いのにな。残念だね、ピッピン。では改めまして、この度は海洋テーマパークレミューにご来場くださいまして誠にありがとうございます。これから皆さんにこのテーマパークレミューのご説明と少しだけ注意事項をお知らせいたします。そんなのどうでもいいから早く中に入れてよ。私ももちろんすぐにでも皆さんをご案内したいのですが、申し訳ありません。実はどうしても皆さんにはこの加圧室に留まっていただく必要があるのです。たった17分間だけです。その間だけどうかお付き合いください。
Maybe you should let the girl tell a joke past 17 minutes. Unless she's really going to give a good sermon.
まずこの部屋についてですが、ここは加圧室と申します。これからこの中の空気圧を6気圧まで加圧します。なぜ気圧を上げなければならないのか、理由は後でご説明するとして、その前にひとまず注意事項をお伝えいたします。これから気圧の上昇に伴い皆さんは耳に違和感をお感じになると思います。高い山の上から降りてきた時と同じように気圧が鼓膜を圧迫するからです。ですから耳がちょっと変だなと思われた時には指で鼻をつまみ口をしっかりと閉じて耳抜きをするようにしてください。それでも耳が治らない場合や体調が悪くなってしまわれた場合には手を挙げて知らせてくださいね。その時にはすぐに加圧を停止します。ところで耳抜きのやり方がわからない方いらっしゃいませんか？よろしいでしょうか。では加圧を始めましょう。加圧時間は先ほども申し上げましたように17分間です。その間に皆さんにレミューの構造についてご説明いたします。皆さんもご存知の通りレミューは海の中に浮かんでいます。水深17メートルから51メートルの海の中に。さて図をご覧いただければお分かりになるようにこれらは4つの層に分かれた構造をしています。上から順にインゼルヌル、エルストボーデン、ツバイトシュトック、ドリットシュトックと呼ばれていますが、
Great. German. In a Japanese game translated into English. Sweet.
一般的に言われるグランドフロアから地下3階までのことだとお考えいただいて結構です。インゼルヌルとはここ浮島のことです。洋上に浮かんだ巨大な人工島。インゼルは島、ヌルはゼロという意味のドイツ語です。つまりここは地上階、ゼロフロアということになりますね。次にエルストからドリットについてですが、
Just then. As he was listening to the explanation, someone pulled on him from behind. He turned to look around. It was the girl who had just been talking with the park staff. What's her name again?
ココのコメッチョ、気にならない？
Oh, that's right. Her name was Coco. And that animal she's holding is Pepe or Coco or something.
気になるでしょ？
え、何が？
さっき言おうとしたコメッチョのことだよ。
Anime joke. I think, yeah, American, I think.
コメッチョ？
知らないの？最近流行ってるっしょ？
知らないな、そんなの。なんだそれ？
アメリカンジョークのことだってば。コメッチョコメッチョ。
Fascinating. Wonderful. Hope I get it.
ふん。
気になるでしょ？教えてほしいでしょ？
Is it actually going to be funny enough to miss possibly stuff that will kill you, or... Which one, man? Which one? You know what? You guys will find out next time. We're going to go ahead and call it quits here. Hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed this pretty well. Enjoyed playing it, definitely, but... you know, you guys let me know if anybody watches this. If I'm actually adding to the entertainment, that's debatable. But maybe as it gets further into it and get, you know, keep going, you know, might get a little more. I don't know. We'll find out together. I shall return to continue this later. Farewell.